Hello and welcome to BingeBox. Your one stop to know what to binge on and why it is worth your time. Because let's face it, life is too short for bad TV. And since everything's going back to normal, your viewing hours have reduced. I'm Awais and thank you for listening. Today's show recommendation is rather a psychological mindfuck. So you might want to brace yourself for this one. And all my true crime junkies out there, this one is your jam. Pulling no punches in its narrative, this haunting three-part docuseries, House of Secrets, The Burari Deaths, stays with you for a long time. If something tells you about the death of 11 people all together as a mass suicide, and in the trailer itself, you know a lot more is coming your way. The 3-episode story follows a messy procedural drama and the harrowing complex story of mental conditioning, secrecy, dark past, and how it affects the whole family as a unit. Because I consume a lot of true crime and very, very, very unhealthy amounts of it, especially in the podcast form, I kind of saw it coming, but then seeing it visually in front of you definitely hits you much more. The deep dive into the shocking case where 11 members of the Bhatia family were found dead in their house in 2018 in the area of Burari in New Delhi is a minefield of complexities at play. The eldest of the family being 77 and the youngest being just 15-year-old, were found hanging from the ceiling of their home, blindfolded and gagged with their hands tied behind their backs. The documentary does a bit of forensics, but for the most part, it focuses on the why of things. Though subcontinent is perceived to be a bunch of countries very, very deeply steeped in spirituality, it is also deep-rooted in myths, embedded in the belief system, which makes people throw away their rationale and believe in supernatural forces. While I somewhat believe in it, but not totally give in to the rationale and the logic of things either. So you need to sort of make a balanced decision. But when coming from that culture myself, I could see how they could let the whole rationale slip away and were blindly believing what they were told. The series dissects a cult formed in a very, very small circle. That is a very, very tiny family unit. The power play and the suspension of disbelief and the blind following. To quote a journalist Barkha Dutt, at the heart of it, there seems to be a mass resistance to talk about mental health. And also because we have stigmatized these conversations. I almost want to spoil it and talk with the spoilers for you guys, but I can almost hear hate comments coming my way, and I'm like, no, that's a bad idea. But maybe we could do a live show and discuss it there. If you guys have watched it, do leave us a comment and tell us. Maybe we can make that work. Each of these 3 episodes explore the facets of the case that analyzes the family, their dynamics, their ways, how they believe, their practices, and how they inform their decisions, the investigations, the evidences, and the other family members who don't live within this nuclear joint family system. They did not even have a clue of what was happening. The only living member of the current family was their dog leashed up on the balcony. Poor thing. The creepy, haunting overture music by A.R. Rahman and the narrative that plays out is some mind-boggling thing that is bound to make you sad, but also think what and who you want to believe and the extent of how much you want to believe in it. The psychological drama goes down deep, especially when glimpses of real-life incidents are shared. It just sears into your mind how normal it is and how normal that family was, but the secrets that lurk behind it. It's almost like my episode that I did for the Heart family, the Broken Hearts family. Yeah, the whole series is so creepy, I almost thought that all those 11 people are going to haunt me all night. But then again, I'm a scaredy cat, or with an overactive imagination, and don't watch horror movies unless I have company. So if you're like me, watch it during day hours. Also, press that follow button wherever you're listening to this podcast and follow us on our socials at Binge-Box Podcast so you may never miss out an episode wherever you are. Also, if you feel this show has helped you and you would like to support us, I have set up a Patreon. You can get early access to the episodes, newsletters, access to live podcasts, and different perks for different tiers for as low as for the price for one coffee for an entire month. It would be much, much appreciated. And I shall see you next time. Bye.